Brought to you by...
There is an inherent charm in independent film that I personally find alluring. Even when seeing through the imperfect special effects and flaws within camera work, the impact can still be made, as long as the intention is conveyed. Today's film features some of these types of flaws, likely caused by limitations in budget. However, it does an incredibly creative job in finding ways to still make the vision clear. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. Dread is a horror short film directed by Brody Wellmaker, known for his comedic sketches on platforms like TikTok. The film centers on Tanya, who moves into an old home to heal from her father's death. Her grief takes a darker turn when a hidden door threatens to consume her. This one was apparently brought to life on a zero budget through grift, creativity, and the dedication of the team at WellPro, or so says the video's description on YouTube. I don't know what the hell the reasoning was for making the entire opening title sequence of this thing vibrating like we were watching it through the eyes of a seizure, but in my opinion, it was a bad choice, especially since the whole film has a sort of light handheld look to it, barring some more locked off and what might be slider shots here and there. Luckily, outside of this opener, the film looks great. Camera work is very fluid and is lit incredibly well. Wellmaker delves into the themes of grief, trauma, and the consuming nature of unresolved emotional pain. Tanya's move into an old house symbolizes a fresh start, but it also represents the isolation that often accompanies deep grief. The house becomes a physical manifestation of her internal struggle, spacious yet suffocating, offering no real solace. Her grief following her father's death is not just a backdrop, but an active force, influencing her perception and decisions throughout the film. The hidden door in the house is kind of a metaphor for suppressed memories and emotions Tanya struggles to confront. Its ominous presence suggests that ignoring or burying trauma only gives it more power to intrude on the present. The unseen force behind the door symbolizes the dread of facing the painful truths she has yet to process. There is a recurring theme of avoidance in Tanya's behavior. Her house and the hidden door tempt her to avoid confronting her grief directly, offering an eerie and almost hypnotic draw. This reflects the human tendency to succumb to distractions or denial when faced with overwhelming emotional pain. As Tanya becomes increasingly fixated on the hidden door, the film explores the fragile boundary between reality and delusion. Her psychological unraveling demonstrates how unchecked grief can spiral into paranoia and obsession, consuming one's sense of self and reality. While the ending, depending on interpretation, may leave viewers with questions, it hints at the dual possibility of catharsis or succumbing to the darkness. This ambiguity mirrors real-life grief, where healing is often a non-linear process, fraught with setbacks and breakthroughs. The house itself, with its vast yet claustrophobic rooms, serves as a metaphor for Tanya's mental state. Despite its openness, the house feels constrictive, mirroring how grief can make the world seem smaller and more oppressive. The performances here contribute significantly to its eerie and emotionally resonant atmosphere, particularly focusing on the nuanced portrayal of grief and fear. The central performance by the actress playing Tanya is both subtle and emotionally charged. Her portrayal captures the complexity of a person navigating grief, ranging from quiet moments of introspection to the escalating paranoia and dread as the hidden door's presence grows more menacing. Wellmaker's direction seems to prioritize atmosphere and emotional depth over overt dramatics. The choice allows the performances to feel more grounded, even in the heightened moments of horror. The tension ends up feeling palpable because the emotions feel more real, making the supernatural elements all the more chilling. The effects in the film are of a lower quality, but they can be seen as both a limitation and a stylistic choice, depending on your perspective. Instead of distracting from the film, the rawness of the effects can enhance the unsettling tone. Lower budget horror often leans into atmosphere and suggestion rather than overt spectacle, leaving more to the viewer's imagination. Crude effects can create a dreamlike or uncanny quality, amplifying the surrealism of the narrative, in a similar way that you might find in a David Lynch film. I personally think the raw effects might evoke the charm of classic or DIY horror, where storytelling and mood take precedent over polished visuals. By not relying heavily on effects, the film places greater emphasis on Tanya's emotional journey, ensuring the audience invests in her experience rather than being distracted by spectacle. Dread portrays grief as a force that, if left unaddressed, can manifest as an insidious and inescapable presence. The film challenges viewers to consider the consequences of avoidance and the courage it takes to confront our inner demons. It's a poignant reminder that healing often requires facing the very things we fear most. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. If you'd like to check out this film for yourself, I've linked it down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe for more content, and if you really want to help support this channel, please come find us on Patreon. Every little bit helps this channel grow and is deeply appreciated. Until next time, stay safe, don't avoid confronting your grief, and as always, thanks for watching.